Yes. She acted just like a regular African parent, which is very, they care about your future and they think their decision is the best for you. So
Yeah.
I was lucky she gave me 1 year to prove myself. And that was the same year that things started picking up. So I was
Oh, wow.
lucky. So maybe if it had skipped into the next year, I wouldn't be sitting here with you.
And what would you be doing if you wasn't doing music and rapping?
Something to help people. First, I wanted to be a doctor. Definitely. But I do art, I paint, I sketch. So definitely something towards that as well.
And you sketch and you sell these art? Or is there...
All right, so a very beautiful welcome to this particular platform. Sarkodie recently had an interview in Europe, to be precise. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but he had an interview with a podcaster or a host called Nando Leaks. That is what we know of him now. For those of you who want to watch the whole lengthy video, visit Nando Leaks on YouTube. The whole interview lasts, or podcast lasts, over an hour or so, 1 hour 30 minutes or so. But it's an interesting conversation. But this particular interview that Sarkodie had, we believe that a lot of people have not really watched the full lengthy video, probably because it's so long. But there are certain key points there in the interview that a whole lot of people never realized that Sarkodie did. So this is the first time we are getting in-depth view into Sarkodie's life, because he barely grants interview. But you've seen that outside in Europe and US, he's doing interviews left and right, mainly because he doesn't want to do interview, because Ghanaian hosts and presenters mostly drag him into controversial stuff and so on. But he does grant 1 or 2 interviews there and there. But currently, Sarkodie had made certain explosive details in his interview with Nando Leaks. Now, we touched on a few of them, but as we said, if you want to watch the full video, visit Nando Leaks on YouTube to watch the 1 hour and 30 minutes video. Now, Sarkodie the first that Sarkodie said that really shocked the whole lot of people is the fact that Sarkodie said he actually is not a rapper. Sarkodie said he never started as a rapper. He actually started as a singer. So the big question is, okay, if Sarkodie started as a singer, why is Sarkodie today rapping? This was what he said in response.
I saw Ghanaians rapping in tree on hip-hop beats, and it was breaking boundaries. And then I was young, and I hate to admit this, but I sing as well, but I don't like that aspect because it's not G enough.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what Sarkodie is saying. He sings as well, but he doesn't want to admit it or even sing himself because it doesn't make him look like a gangster. Imagine a serious guy or a serious rapper always singing. He leaves that to Kitty and forth. But one thing that Sarkodie just said, and even is evident in his other song, looking at the Try Me song he did, this song he did for Yvonne Else, he realized that Sarkodie's chorus there was something which was really cool. His singing abilities was really superb. Now, the second thing that Sarkodie really just said that has generated controversy, a lot of people have not really caught attention of it, is that Sarkodie said he owes his rap life or his whole musical career thanks to one person he looked up to. Who is this person? This was what he said.
I wasn't moved to write until I heard somebody from Ghana rapping in Ghanaian language on hip-hop beats. And that's Obrafour. As soon as I heard him, I felt like, okay, now I can do it. Because I listened to Tupac, but then I felt he was speaking a tongue that I'm not used to. I speak English, but it's not in my emotions to express it. So when Obrafour did it, then I felt like, okay, now this makes sense. I can speak in my language and still do hip-hop. So the first time that I felt like I wanted to write my first rhyme was when I heard a legend called Obrafour in Ghana.
Okay, and that...
Okay, so as you can see, Sarkodie was basically eulogizing Obrafour. So for those of you who've wondered how Sarkodie got it, all his rapping prowess and all of the skills that he's attained over the years, thanks to Obrafour. Now, one thing though that Sarkodie said that is very intriguing, we use that as a trailer in this particular video. Sarkodie was asked, apart from singing and rapping, what do you do? Now, Sarkodie said something really serious here. Sarkodie said, growing up, his mom gave him 1 year. I mean, during the time he wanted to start his musical career, and he gave him 1 year to figure this thing out and hit, or else he follows his dream. So what was the other dream that Sarkodie wanted to follow? It will shock you to know that Sarkodie wanted to do something else. Sarkodie wanted to do something else. This was what he said in response.
Yes. She acted just like a regular African parent, which is very, they care about your future and they think their decision is the best for you. So I was lucky she gave me 1 year to prove myself. And that was the same year that things started picking up. So I was lucky. So maybe if it had skipped into the next year, I wouldn't be sitting here with you.
And what would you be doing if you wasn't doing music and rapping?
Something to help people. First, I wanted to be a doctor. Definitely. But I do art, I paint, I sketch. So definitely something towards that as well.
And you sketch and you sell these art, or is there a museum?
I don't do it now.
Museum?
I would do that if this was not what I was doing, because I love art. I love to express myself.
Okay, so Sarkodie, they're saying that he really wanted to be a doctor. So, Dr. Sarkodie, imagine that you go to a hospital and then they tell you that the doctor says he wants to see you. Then you go there and say, doctor, say, yeah, my name is Dr. Sarkodie. How may I help? and now my name is Dr. Obede. That'd be so crazy. Now, one thing though that you guys have to note, that Sarkodie also did mention in this particular interview was the fact that Sarkodie said when he got his first ever huge paycheck, he did something with it. Sarkodie recently did a song where he said, advising the youth to buy lands and do certain things. And Sarkodie said the first thing he did was to do something. And I'm really shocked that Sarkodie will really do this. Why would Sarkodie do this? This is what he said in response.
I remember my first, I won't remember the first check, but the first check that meant a lot to me because at that time was a lot. I think, what did I do with that? It was a show in London. I bought a land with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
In Ghana?
Yes, in Ghana.
Oh, wow.
In Ghana. I literally paid, I remember paying the person, I had coins with it to be able to get that amount of money. I used the whole money to pay for that. So I came to London with nothing.
So
literally, yeah. So the whole show money, that's what I bought my first property with. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And do you have do you buy a lot of properties? That's something that you've been doing over the years, like building yourself as an investor?
I think it's something that's really common in Africa.
Yeah,
with people owning a lot of land. So
it's very important because I
don't want ice on me, but definitely we are
okay.
All right, so Sarkodie is saying he doesn't want eyes on him, Bibini or Kensi, but it's basic analogy. Our people, when they see you have a lot, they bring so much problems to your table, and also there's so much PhD which is pulling down and enviness. So you got to protect what you have, man. I understand it. Now, one last thing though Sarkodie that said in this interview was that if there was any person who did pave way for Burna Boy, Wizkid and co., it was one person, and this person is as black as all of us. Okay, he has the same color as all of us, but he did something that today, if Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Davido, they are really paving way outside, they need to really pay homage to. So the big question is, who is this person?
The next level. Big shouts to Akon. When I received my BET award, he was sitting there. I told him that he saw the light, and we can't take away that from him, because a few people are from Africa who are gonna have that level of success and not be shy to bring his people along.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't even want to relate with us at that time. And it wasn't really cool at that time. But he moved out of his comfort zone when he is hot. I mean, we're not talking about he's looking for clout. No, this is Akon who could do whatever he's doing without whatever we're doing. And we were not there yet. But then he came down. I remember him flying me to Nigeria. I spent time with him 2 days. His manager come to Ghana, when I go to the States, we really, so for him to look at us at that point where we were not like this, and he saw the future. Yeah,
that's amazing. Yeah, I like that.
All right, so Sarkodie there. So for those of you who are wondering, why can I watch the full interview? Why are you not putting the full interview there? We don't own the full interview, okay? We just did excerpts of it, which basically means reaction. If you want to watch the full video, please go to YouTube, type Nando Leaks, Nando, you add Leaks, Nando Leaks, and then type Nando Leaks, or just type Nando Leaks Sarkodie. You have the full interview there. I think it's one of the most watched interview on the platform, so you really enjoy it. It's an hour and a half, but if you get some popcorn or you alone, some chips and some what do you call it? Conflicts. I mean, around 11 p.m. It's a 1 hour. You can really enjoy it through the dawn. We're giving you more updates as all of these various events unfold.